Death by grief, the silent killer. The pain of unresolved grief is what kills mankind. The message to hold on to and foster grief is a message of death and dying. This model of the uniqueness, individuality, and everlasting nature of grief is based in Camp Victim. What is Camp Victim? It is the foundation of all chronic illnesses and autoimmune diseases. In Camp Victim, we believe the events and circumstances of our lives have happened to us, that we are not in control of our own life experiences. Life is happening to us. In Camp Victim, the pain of grief is not in our control, and we are powerless to its effect. Chronic illnesses and autoimmune diseases are born in Camp Victim. In Camp Victim, the event of grief and loss becomes a major acute emotional stressor in an individual's life because they are not in control of their experience of it. The feeling of not being in control of the event of grief heightens the emotional stress of the event. This heightened experience of emotional stress dysregulates the body's ability to be adaptive to the stressors of life and causes chronic illnesses and autoimmune diseases. Also in Camp Victim, the duration of grief is self-imposed. The emotional stress of the loss is suppressed and over time causes chronic grief depression, ultimately destroying a person's life. A slow death, death by grief, the silent killer. To better understand the dire connection between grief and loss and the creation of illness and disease is the Holmes-Ray Life Stress Inventory Scale. Developed almost 60 years ago in 1967, the Holmes-Ray is a well-established inventory with a checklist of 43 events that we know as losses, events such as the death of a spouse, divorce, or getting fired at work. These events are called the Schedule of Recent Experiences, and these 43 recent experiences, known as losses in life, were found to frequently precede the onset of severe and chronic illnesses. So strong the correlation between losses and an illness or disease occurring soon after, that this inventory has been found to accurately predict a major health breakdown in the next 2 years, based on the number and severity of the recent losses an individual has had. For example, according to the Holmes-Ray scale, a middle to high number of recent losses implies a 50% chance of a major health breakdown in the next 2 years, while a high to very high number of recent losses implies an 80% chance of a major health breakdown in the next 2 years. The Holmes-Ray inventory is irrefutable evidence supporting that the emotional pain of loss creates chronic illness and disease, and within 2 years. This shows how dangerous the message to hold on to the pain of grief truly is. It creates the very illness and disease that we die from as humans. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch today. If you have an autoimmune disease or chronic illness, are frustrated with food diets, supplements, and medication, and are ready to permanently heal and no longer have your condition, I have two 13-week online self-guided educational programs, the Autoimmune Healing Program and the Chronic Illness Healing Program. Both programs teach you how to go beyond remission to permanently heal your chronic illness or autoimmune disease, leave behind your doctor's visits and symptom management, and to finally heal without supplements, medication, or food diets. This is the same journey I took and why I'm over 10 years completely healthy. My autoimmune diseases and chronic illnesses are permanently healed. You can find the application link for a complimentary course consultation below in the description of this video. And again, thank you so much for taking the time to watch today. I look forward to seeing you again soon.